Japan's first digital clock, the Copal Caslon 101, made its appearance in 1965 and was produced by what was then known as the Copal Company. The Nidec Copal Corporation began operation in 1946 with the production of photographic shutters. The company is a well-established manufacturer of optical, electronic, and mechanical equipment, still primarily for the photographic industry, being the world's #1 camera shutter manufacturer. The Caslon 101 was designed by the world-renowned designer Riki Wantanabe in 1964. The clock was described as a leaf-type table clock made by applying camera shutter and motor technology. A typeface called Caslon was used for the digits, from which Japan's first flip clock received its model name. Riki Wantanabe was a distinguished Japanese industrial designer who passed away in 2013 at the age of 103. He is considered a pioneer of post-Second World War Japanese design at a time when the word or concept of design was little used in Japan. Wantanabe became well respected and is known to this day the world over primarily for his clock and watch design. And we are very fortunate today to have a Copal Caslon 101 in the Flip Clock Fan Studios. We're going to get a closer look at this clock together. What we find is we've got a very nice flipper here, very well made. The quality is evident. Made in Japan. The clock is a simple clock. It's not an alarm clock. It's a table clock. Copal Caslon 101. We're going to show you some disassembly here, and so we can get a really good look at this clock. It's got a glass front, really sturdy plastic. Before we get into that, let's compare it to some other clocks you may be more familiar with. We've done a video on the Caslon 201, which was a big hit in the United States early on, which we think is what got the flip clock craze started in the United States. And if you compare it to a more common clock that you might see on eBay, the Copal 227, you see they're very similar in size, the 227 being an alarm clock. But this is the clock that started it all, Japan's first digital clock and first flip clock. So disassembly is pretty straightforward. There are some tricks. We're missing 2 screws here, which aren't necessary. They're a little bit overkill. Now that thing there, you'd think you'd want to pry that out, but you don't. You want to push down where my fingers are there to release, helps release some tabs, and you can use that little indention to get a better grip. And we see we've got the orange neon glow bulb here. The knob is secured on the inside with the screw. You'll need to take that off if you're going to do that kind of disassembly. These 2 screws hold the motor, the clock assembly in place. And after all these years, we've got a motor that's spinning very nicely. And we'll turn our attention here to the front of the clock. And we see that the bezel or the front face is held in place by these metal clips. That's similar to the Caslon 701, which we've done a review on before. We remove this face here, and we find that it's actually metal. Very well made clocks, very sturdy. And here's our glass. We want to be careful with that, of course. So we'll go ahead and kind of give you some tips on reassembly as well, if you have happened to have your clock down and you want to get back. The only advice I'd give you is while you're trying to place these tabs in place, you'll want to hold that metal piece down. It will be trying to push out from you. We'll have to hold it in place as we get the next band in place, or else it'll push it out of our way. So once we get the tabs in place, it's secure and ready for reassembly, which is going to be quick and easy. These were made to get together really fast. We've got 2 tabs on the top there that we're going to catch, and that's it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this, the Copal Caslon 101.
When you get the time, come visit us at flipclockfans.com.